What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Camryn. Welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. Make sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and turn those post notifications on so that you don't miss an upload. So as you guys can tell by the title of the video, we're going to be doing a little chit chat, get ready with me, Q&A type of thing. Last week I had asked people on my Instagram and my YouTube community tab to ask me any questions you have about post-grad, about school in general, about being an education major, about my internship, literally anything college related. So I'm going to answer those questions today, and also just gonna like give a little life update in the beginning of the video for the new people here, or for people who just don't know what's going on. So the thing is, I actually have to get ready while I do this. Like, I need to actually do my makeup because I have a lot of things to film. We have content to film, so I have to make sure I'm actually getting ready while I'm talking. So we're gonna do that. I did all my skincare, so I'm just going to prep my skin with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, and I'm just gonna put this all over my face because we are doing a full face of makeup today. So basically, a little rundown. I just graduated college on May 27th. It is actually June 7th when I'm filming this. I'm a newly college grad, and I live in New Jersey, and I went to Towson University in Towson, Maryland, and my family's from New Jersey. I'm originally from New Jersey, born and raised here. So after college, I moved back in with my family here in New Jersey. I was living in a 3-bedroom apartment with 2 roommates in Towson. It was off campus, and they're still there until like mid-July, but I had to move out the weekend of graduation because that was the only time that my family could help me move out. So I already moved all my stuff out, but I am still paying my rent there. But I do have a storage unit as well that a lot of stuff from my apartment went, and then a lot of it came back here. When I got back home, I actually kind of like changed up my room a little bit, moved some of the furniture from there into here, and got rid of some furniture in here. So it was a lot, the process of moving, and I'm still not fully done because there are a lot of things in my storage unit that I need to like bring home still, but I'm pausing on that because my room is like finally clean and I don't want to overdo it. Also, I'm about to do my eyebrows with the Anastasia Brow Freeze and the applicator for that. I graduated with a degree in elementary and special education. It was a dual major basically, so I just did 4 years of college and got certified in both. I had to do an internship first semester of senior year with a general education classroom. I did have internship junior year, but it was just virtual, and it was just tutoring once a week, so easy. But this year was the real deal. So first semester I did a gen ed classroom, which was a first grade classroom, and this is all in Baltimore County, and then loved it so much. But then I went and did a special ed one, which was my second semester, and I was in a social emotional learning classroom with kids, 8 kids that ranged from kindergarten to 3rd grade, and I literally loved it. It was the best experience. So I am definitely looking for a special education job. But yeah, that's kind of the little bit of a rundown. I have some questions about like what I'm gonna do post-grad and stuff, so I'm gonna start answering the questions as I do my makeup, and I'm sure if I forgot to mention anything, it'll come up within the questions. So we're just gonna do that. Also, just so you guys know, if you hear loud noises outside, my family is getting an in-ground pool. If you watched my last vlog, you would know that. So yeah, there's been construction going on in my backyard like the past few days. But anyways, we're gonna find these questions. I think I'm gonna start with the questions on my YouTube community tab instead of Instagram, just because there's less questions on there. So the first question, somebody just said, for the new people on here, what exactly did you do? So as I said, I majored in elementary and special education. It was a dual major, and I did 4 years of school, so that's basically what my major was. For that, I'm getting certified in elementary, which is K through 5, and then for special ed, I actually am certified for K through 8. So that's kind of how it works at my school. How was your experience with dorming and roommates? So I will give you guys kind of the rundown on my 4 years of college. Freshman year, I did live in an on-campus dorm. It was premium housing, so I did pay extra for it to have like my own bathroom and stuff. If you guys want to know what it's called, it was the Peka House on campus, but they actually did change the name of it. This is for people who are like interested in Towson. I'm just telling you. I don't even know what it's called anymore, but they did change the name because it was named after like a not great person. So yeah, but basically that's where I lived freshman year. I don't really know what it's called now, but obviously, you know, you could look it up. So that's where I lived, and yeah, I did have a roommate that I met on Facebook before moving in. We picked each other as roommates, and if I'm gonna be honest with you guys, we are not friends. We were not friends. We didn't hate each other, but we just didn't talk. We didn't click. We weren't compatible as roommates, and we did stay together the whole freshman year as roommates, but after she ended up transferring schools because she didn't really like being away from home, and we never talked again. So we don't follow each other on social media. I'm pretty sure we don't on anything. I mean, no hate towards her, just we didn't work out. So then sophomore year, I ended up moving in with my two best friends who were actually roommates freshman year. And it's funny because one of them had actually asked me to be her roommate first, but I already had my roommate. So then they ended up being roommates with each other, and I literally became friends with both of them, and they're still two of my best friends. Their names Kaylee and Jenna. I've probably talked about them in my videos before, but we lived together in an off-campus apartment. I will tell you guys what the apartment's called. It's called University Village. It's right next to Towson's campus. Literally there's a staircase that connects University Village to campus, so it was pretty much like being right on campus. But we just chose to live there because we wanted an apartment, and that was what worked for us, so we lived there. And we did have a fourth roommate who we met as well, who I still have on like social media and stuff. So then that was sophomore year, and that's when COVID hit. So in March, COVID hit, whatever, we both moved back home with our families. It sucked, you know, we were all really sad about it. But anyways, then after that year, they both decided, you know, Towson isn't really for me. I don't really feel like happy here. I don't feel like I have the same opportunities here as I might have like in another place. So they both decided to look at schools in New York City, not even intentionally because of each other, but because they both had that same common goal. They both were business majors and like, you know, wanted to be in the city, I guess, for like internships and jobs. So my friend Jenna ended up transferring to NYU, and my friend Kaylee ended up transferring to Pace. They both graduated this year. I'm still best friends with them, and I still love them, and I wish them the best. But that next year, I actually ended up deciding to live with my friend Julie, and then we also lived with our friend Darylise. She only lived with us for 1 year because she ended up graduating. She was a year older than us, so we lived in that apartment for, I lived in that apartment for 2 years, but 1 year was with Dare and Julie. Basically lived there 1 year, and then the next year Darylise graduated, so me and Julie had to find a third roommate, and I asked my friend Caroline, who I've been friends with since freshman year, and she was down, so she became a roommate senior year. And yeah, that was like my living situation. I kind of just wanted to give you guys the whole rundown. That was kind of long, but that's that question. Somebody said, I'm a very closed off person and I limit the amount of friendships that I have. Really quickly, I just want to tell you guys, I'm concealing the brows with the Kosas concealer. I'm going to add some of this IT Cosmetics Brow Powerful brow pencil thing. Next question. I'm a very closed off person and I limit the amount of friendships that I have. I'm just graduating high school this year and I'm going off to college and I want to expand relationships. Any advice on college friendships and or making friends? I have a small fear that I won't make any friends. Love your videos. First off, thank you so much. Thanks for supporting. Second, I want to tell you that you definitely will make friends, and this is why I say this. Going away for college, I went to a college that I did not know anyone from my area anyone from my high school. I knew a few people from my area that I had met on Facebook, like Kaylee was from my area, but other than that, I didn't know anyone, and I was obviously nervous, but I know I'm a little bit of an outgoing person, but I still get very nervous meeting new people, especially more now after COVID. I don't know, I literally like developed social anxiety. But basically what I was gonna say is that you are going to make friends, and I can tell you that because after going to college, I have learned that there is a group for everyone at a college. Whether you go to a big school or a small school, there's always going to be a group for everyone. When you go to college, you're meeting people from literally all over, and it is very unlikely that you won't meet someone that you click with. And I know the hard part is going up to someone, but I recommend if you're going away for college, join Facebook groups online and try to connect with people before you get there. A lot of times those friendships really do work out. For me it did. I'm still best friends with the two girls I met on Facebook before coming here. Like, a lot of times it does, sometimes it might not. Also, just going to like those activities on like your welcome weekend. If you have a welcome weekend, go to those activities. Join clubs that maybe relate to what your interests are and try to meet people who have those same interests as you. Also, in your classes, just start talking to people, exchange numbers, exchange Instagrams, and like you can develop friendships off that. I know it's like scary and stuff, especially if you feel like you're someone who's not good at making friends, but I promise you there is someone for everyone. And even if you have like 1 or 2 friends, it doesn't even matter. Like, quality over quantity, guys. I don't have a lot of friends from college. Like, I didn't do a sorority or anything. Like, I don't have a ton of friends, but I have really good quality friends that I've made, so I'm happy with what I have. I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless filter. This is in the shade Fair. I used this the other day and I wasn't crazy about it. Like, I was kind of upset because people really hyped it up, but we're gonna try it again today and see if I like it better. Somebody said, what was your favorite part of your experience at Towson? So my favorite part was obviously all of the friendships and relationships that I've built just from going to Towson. Also just like the experience of being away from school and like going somewhere that wasn't close to home. I learned so much in my 4 years there. Like, even though like I didn't have a ton of friends and like maybe didn't have the typical college experience, just being able to be away from my family and like live on my own was the best experience I could have ever asked for. I've learned so much about independence. I've learned about being an adult. I've learned how to cook, how to clean, like how to take care of myself. I mean, like I knew how to do those things a little bit in high school, but like not to the extent. And I just think I would have never learned those things if I stayed home and didn't do anything, you know? I would have never felt motivated, kind of. I love Towson as a school. Like, I honestly feel like my favorite part about the school was my program. Like, I just love the fact that like Towson's education program is a really good program. I had amazing supervisors. I had so many amazing professors. Like, I learned so much being here, and I really feel like I got the experience that I needed with teaching. So like overall, like just my classes and my education in general, like I really did like that at Towson, because I think their education program is like amazing and I would recommend it to anyone. But like the school itself, like I said, I didn't have the most like amazing college experience. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh my god, I loved Towson so much, but I'm also not gonna sit here and tell people like don't go there. I just feel like everyone has such a different experience, and some people might love it more than others, and that's just like life. All right guys, next question said, did college go by as fast as people say? Yes. It literally flew by so fast. I saw my friend at a graduation party the other day, and she was like, when you posted that TikTok of you like in your dorm bed and then you graduating, she was like, I feel like that picture was just yesterday, like on your Instagram. Like, I remembered it. And I was like, girl, I freaking know. Like, it is actually ridiculously insane. But anyways, being in school during like a pandemic definitely messes with your like time. Like, I have no concept of time. I maybe haven't seen someone since high school, and I'm like, oh, like, didn't I just see you a few months ago? And they're like, I haven't seen you since high school. I'm like, girl, what? Like, why do I feel like I just saw you recently? And it's like, because I have no concept of time. Was it easy to have a social life at your school? Yes, but it's what you make of it, as I always say, and I think I could have made more of it than I did. But I'm happy with the few friends I had, because like I said, quality over quantity. Definitely could be easy because there's so many opportunities, like events and clubs and stuff, and then like sororities, fraternities, which that's not really my vibe, but you know, like it is easy. Like, you have the opportunities to do it. It's just like what you do with those opportunities. Do you think doing an internship is worth it? I can't really speak on every major, but I can speak on mine. For me, I was forced to do an internship. It was unpaid. You have to do it to graduate, so it's not like being a business major. And like, I mean, some schools obviously require business majors to have an internship, but it's not like you go and find it yourself. Like, no, like I had no choice. Like, I had to do this exact internship. I mean, I had some sort of choice on my placement, but they put you with people, you know, they put you where you are. And in my personal experience with education, my internship was 100% worth it. I don't think I would know nearly as much as I do without my internship. Just from like classes in school alone, I don't really feel like I learned enough, because I am personally don't pick up on things without doing it myself, and I think actually doing it in person is what really taught me everything I know about being a teacher, and what made me feel comfortable with teaching and, you know, being on my own as a teacher. And if I didn't have those internships, I wouldn't have learned it. And I know I complain about my internship all the time because it was like full time and it was a lot of work I had to put in it and not get paid, but I'm actually happy that I was able to like get an experience doing an internship 5 days a week and like teaching 5 days a week. It really just gave me a little taste of what it's really gonna be like. How did I choose Towson? I literally really wanted to go to University of Maryland because of the hype over just like the name University of Maryland. Like, it was a big school, whatever. Thought it would be fun. Went to visit that, and while I was down there, I was like, let me visit Towson. Like, I had heard about it. I was like, why not? Let's just visit another Maryland school while we're here. Visited Towson before UMD, like a day before. Literally fell in love with it. Like, I was like, I want to go here. I don't even want to visit UMD. And my mom was like, seriously? Like, we literally came down here to visit UMD. And it's like, now all of a sudden you don't want to go there? Like, she didn't care because obviously it was me visiting, but it was just funny how much I wanted to go to UMD, and then like changed it. Literally the way I chose Towson was just because I saw the campus and it was beautiful. It was big, but not too big. It was beautiful. And I had an amazing tour guide, which actually was what inspired me to become a tour guide, which I stopped doing like back in October because I got too busy, but my tour guide is really what like made me really want to go there. Yeah, that's how I chose Towson. Do your college visits, you guys, and honestly, I recommend just visiting any schools, even if it's not a school like you really know much about. Like, you will change your mind on that college visit, and that can really shape, you know, how you feel about a school just by seeing it, because you can't really decide. That's why, like, I don't understand how kids were deciding during COVID what college they wanted to go to. How I made friends, I kind of explained that already. I used the Facebook page, and then I also have made some friends just in my classes. My cohort, which is like the group that I spent all the time with this past year, both semesters I was in the same cohort, which is basically just my group. We all have the same supervisors, and we go to, like, some of us go to like the same schools to intern at. So I became really close with one girl. Her name's Emily. I became close with her because we both interned at the same school, and then we just got really close because we were like planning lessons together because we both were first grade interns. And then also, like, my friend Ashley I became close with just from classes, and I just have like other friends that I met or whatever too. So definitely your major and stuff, like, meet people in your classes. I did a few clubs, but I didn't really like make friends in those because I wasn't involved enough in them. So again, it's what you make of it. If I was maybe involved a little more, maybe I would have made more friends. Using Rare Beauty blush. Also for my powder, I use the Kosas one. It's the Breezy Cloud Set. I'm obsessed. It's like so good. And then Rare Beauty blush in the shade Happy. And also I've been using this beauty blender from Amazon. I will link it below for you guys. It's in my Amazon storefront actually, but. And then we're just going to use the Charlotte Tilbury highlight wand. All right, I have more questions, but I'm just kind of like pausing for a second to get myself together. What people don't know about being an education major, I would just say that it's not easy. Like, I feel like everyone has this like idea that being like, especially elementary education, like people are like, oh, it's probably so easy, or oh, your work's so easy. Like, let me say, the work that I have had to do isn't super hard. Like, it's not like biology or like engineering, no, but it is so tedious to the point where I don't think many people could do it. Like, some of the work we have is just so long and could be so boring sometimes. Like, it's just stuff that I don't think many people would be able to do, and like the amount of time we put into it, it's more like not even necessarily that the stuff we're doing is hard work. It's just like, it's very, very time consuming. I've put so much time into my work these past 4 years with like being an education major, you know, and I just feel like people don't realize that. And I think it's because they just want to prepare you for like kind of like your job, like of how much stuff you're really gonna have to do, like planning lessons and stuff, you know. I just feel like people have this like idea that being an education major is so easy, and like our classes are so easy, and like I just don't agree with that after doing it. And I think that that like bothers me that that's like a thing, because it's just not the case. I just put a little of my e.l.f. eyebrow gel on, by the way, and now I'm using the Anastasia bronzer in the shade Saddle with the Real Techniques brush to bronze up my face a little bit more. Somebody said course registration tips. I haven't registered for a class myself in a while because I've had my classes picked for me because of my like internship and everything in my cohort, but from when I was picking my classes, I recommend, especially as a freshman, and this was a tip I used to give when I was a student ambassador, always try to register for courses that relate to something you're interested in. And if you're going in undecided and you know there's certain things that you're interested in possibly doing, try to find core classes that somewhat relate to that. Maybe if you're interested in education, you can try to take a class that you might learn some stuff about like the education system. Like, I had to take classes like that. What are some things that help you focus or motivated you to do schoolwork? Guys, I don't even freaking know. Like, I literally don't know. I was like so unmotivated this past school year. I mean, like, I was very motivated with my internship, but like schoolwork, like doing work, I was just not, okay? Like, I had to do my TPA and I did not do very well on it. Like, it was just not, I don't know. Look how amazing this powder is. Like, literally, like, I use it on this and it just like blurs everything. Like, it's just, and I'm only using a little bit too, and then like I'm using it with this little thing from Amazon, and it's just like, oh, it's just making everything look so pretty. Like, anyways, so, oh yeah, basically stay organized, write things down, and try to focus on one thing at a time. You know, just don't procrastinate. It's so hard to say. I procrastinated all 4 years of college and I never got better at it, ever. Like, I'm still horrible at it. And I can't really even give you guys tips because like the tips that I give, I can't even follow. Like, I don't even know. Like, I write things down, I do things, like, it's just so hard for me. But definitely just like do one thing at a time. Try to always focus on what's due first and like work on that, and like start things ahead of time. Just try. Like, I know it's hard, but like you're gonna feel better that it's done than like if you're doing it like literally right before it's due. And I'm gonna set my face with the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I'm almost done. I just have to do mascara. I have like a few more questions. Did you ever feel lonely when you moved alone for your studies? Of course, there was times that I felt lonely, always. Like, literally no matter what, whether you're home or not, like, you can feel lonely even when you're around people you love and care about. Like feeling lonely, like, it doesn't even matter if you're like really alone. Like, I always had roommates, but sometimes there would be times where I still felt lonely, you know? Like, it wasn't really always. It was just sometimes, you know, but also I've always had close people around me. Like I've had like my friends, I've had my boyfriend, like, you know, like of course I've missed my family, but I wouldn't necessarily say like I felt like lonely the whole time. But of course there was times where I did feel like a little lonely, you know, and like that's normal. I feel like that happens to me when I'm home sometimes. My eyebrows look crazy. Like I just have not been able to do my eyebrows lately, like no matter what I do. How did you manage being in a relationship with all your other priorities? Me and my boyfriend have been together literally like forever. Like I've just known him forever and we're so comfortable with each other that like we can spend time around each other and like get things done when we're with each other. But then we also could just be like, listen, like babe, I need to go get things done. Like let's do our own thing and come back and hang out later. That's like what we try to do a lot, was like we would be hanging out, like maybe we'd go to the gym together in the morning and then we're like, okay, we're just gonna go home, get what we need to get done, and then later on we'll like meet up, eat dinner together, and like go out or something, you know, just like making sure that you have time apart to actually work on your own stuff. And then also like just learning balance. Like you might be able to learn how to like get things done around each other, you know. Also it really helped me the fact that like he was working and I wasn't, so like on the weekends when I wasn't working and I didn't have my internship, I would get things done while he was out at work because I wouldn't have like a distraction. Not that he's a distraction, but you know, when your boyfriend's around you might want to just lay in bed and chill, and since he'd have to go and get up for work, like it would motivate me to get up and do work, like YouTube work. And then the last question that I'm going to answer, but let me do my mascara. It says, will you be doing YouTube full-time, loan debt, moving out, staying in Jersey, or relocating? So I am staying in Jersey. I'm definitely going to stay in Jersey for a while. Like I want to live with my parents probably for like, my goal is a year or two, and then I want to move out in Jersey with Brandon eventually when he's done with school. That's the goal. He finishes in December, but he doesn't walk for graduation until May. So if he's like able to financially afford it and I'm able to financially afford it, like I would love to move out as soon as I can. Not that I like don't like being around my family, but I just like having my own space, and my space here, I'm definitely outgrowing it. So but like I'm not in like a super rush either. Like it's fine if it takes longer than I want it to, because I will just save money. And then someone said loan debt, or they said loan debt. Yeah, I have a lot of loan debt. I'm not gonna even get into that, but I literally have so much and I need to eventually start paying that. So, and then will you be doing YouTube full time? So this is kind of like my post-grad plans, which is what I really want to talk about. I've been stressing a lot, guys. I love teaching. I love it. And I love kids. I love making that difference in people's lives. And I really, really think that I'm destined to do this. But I also love YouTube and I love creating content, and I think that I'm also destined to do that. And I think that if I really, really put the time and dedication into it that I haven't really been able to put in as much this past year, that I would really succeed. And obviously these days social media content creating is so big, like you can literally make a living off of it. And of course if I could do that, I would love to. What I would want to do is just take a year off, not do anything, like just focus on YouTube, social media for a year, and then get a teaching job after that year, just so I can have more time to like really work on this. I know I have like the whole summer, but if I get a job, then I have to focus on like preparing for that and like all that stuff. So I just feel like, I don't know. And I barely was able to freaking do this while I was in an internship, so like imagine how hard it's gonna be while I'm teaching too. Like I don't know. I don't really know what I'm gonna do with my hair yet, and I also don't even know if I like this lip, but we're just gonna roll with it. I'm gonna end the video here though. Hopefully I'll figure out what I'm doing with this hair, but this is the finished look. I'm not doing lashes or anything, just keeping it really simple. Like I said, my brows, I just don't even know what's going on at this point, honestly. Like they're just so freaking annoying. But yeah guys, this is the finished look. I'm gonna go make some coffee, do something with this hair, and then I have to film like 3 videos. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all of the questions. I hope that this cleared up some questions that you guys might have had. I feel like I covered a lot of stuff, so I really hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you have any other questions down below that you want me to answer, and I could just answer them in the comments. I really hope you guys liked it. I will link these products down below for you guys, like my whole makeup routine, because I know I didn't really explain it too detailed. Everything will be linked down below. I've been really good with the linking lately, so make sure you're always checking out the description for links. But I really hope you all enjoyed this video. If you liked it, make sure to go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, comment down below, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.